Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to my home. I got lots going on behind me. I got a Christmas movie on pause because I was watching it, but I have to chat with you guys. I've got some decluttering going on. I've got some organizing going on. I have in front of me a thrift shop haul that I need to record. I've got 2 boxes over here going to Goodwill. So much is going on in the Wilson household. So we're on a new path. I don't know what I can call it, but I am decluttering, I'm reorganizing, I'm regrouping, and I'm just getting back on track with my life. I just feel like I just want a clean sweep. You ever feel like that? Like you got to wash your windows because you just want to see that sun shining through. That's kind of how I feel like I want my life to be right now. We are, yes, decluttering, because 'tis the season for me. It's that time of year that I like to do that. I want to do some redecorating, nothing major. You saw I reorganized my living room. I switched that up and I opened it up and I cleaned it thoroughly, like really, in the corners, washed the walls, did the ceilings, really scrubbed it. And it made such a difference. I did that in my bathroom. I did that in my hallway. We are in the process of doing my dining room. We got to finish this up tonight. And my kitchen is about 90% done. It feels so good. And then I'll be able to start in my bedroom, our little library sitting area, and my craft area, and our upstairs bathroom. We're doing it. And in doing all of that, I'm finding out things about myself that, like, I need to really get back on track with so many areas of my life. And we are working on being debt-free, 100% debt-free. We're working really hard and diligent at that. And one of the things I am finding that because I've organized my kitchen and I've relocated my pantry and stockpile, and I've redone it and tweaked it a few times since the last time I even showed it to you all, which I guess I have to kind of bring you up to speed on that. But by doing what I did, some of you who are not, I enjoy clutter. I enjoy things on the counter. And the way I've done my kitchen is really working for me. So much so, I'm so proud of me. I found a way with working full time to make my kitchen work for me. And now I'm starting to save money because of the way I've tweaked my stockpile, pantry, and kitchen. So what are we talking about tonight? I'm just rambling on here. We're talking about 5 tips that can save you money in the kitchen. So we're a small family. We're a small family table. I watch a lot of shows on YouTube and I love them all. And they're large families, 8 to 10 kids. I love it. I find it intriguing. I'm very fascinated, but that's not who I am. I have me and my husband and our youngest son. And our youngest son, probably 2 to 3 meals a day, he cooks on his own and does on his own. So it's usually only dinners that I have to consider for him. And even that, sometimes he's not eating with us anymore. He's doing his own thing, which is fine. He's old enough to do that, make his choices. But that means my family table went from originally 7 down to 2. And some of you are in the same boat. Your family has shrunk. You're empty nesters. Maybe you've lost a spouse. You're a family of 1 now. For whatever reason, you're a family of 1. You're a family of 1. Family of 2. Family of 3 or 4. How do we make things work for us differently than other people? Well, I'm going to show you one thing that I've done that has saved me money. And I have a big thing about, I hate throwing food out. Now, granted, some food just goes off. It might spoil. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. But I don't like doing that. So, for example, you buy a can of baked beans. I love baked beans as a side dish for a lot of things. It's the British coming out in me here, the Scottish coming out in me. Baked beans is always a side dish. But you buy baked beans, and you can buy the little itty bitty cans, which I've done, but they're so much more expensive than the big cans. But then you get a big can and there's only 1 of you or 2 of you. How much can you eat? So what I've done, and it's really helped, I have a big Ziploc bag And then in there, I got the little, yeah, they're a little squishy here, but you get the little snack Ziploc bags. And all I did was open 1 can of baked beans. I made dinner that night, and I took out a portion for the 2 of us. And then I portioned it out in these little snack bags for us for at a later time. This Ziploc was filled in May with probably 3 or 4 more of these little pouches of baked beans. And then and I put them in the freezer. So I just fold it up like this, lays in the freezer nicely. And when I need it, I take it out. I can run it under some warm water, loosen it up, and just put it in the microwave or however you want to warm it up. And we've got dinner for 2, side dish of something like that. So I want to recommend that you buy the larger portions if it saves you money, if it's cheaper, and you can pre-portion them in the snack bags, put them in a bigger Ziploc bag like this just to kind of keep it all together, fold it up and stack them in your refrigerator or freezer, depending on how quickly you're going to use it. And then this way, you don't have to worry about it. You've got a portion for 1 or for 2. And if you're a family of 1 and you eat that much, great. If not, you can have 1 for today and 1 for, half the package for today, half the package for tomorrow. Sauerkraut. I'm making my own homemade sauerkraut for the first time. It still has about another week to ferment, and then I'm gonna try it and see. I don't know, first time ever doing it, but I do love sauerkraut. Same thing, you get the smaller cans. They're more money. It's cheaper to buy the big bags or the big cans. I freeze the sauerkraut. I put it in a Ziploc bag. We made pierogies and sausages, and I cooked the pierogies, and first I cooked them, then I fried them, then I put the sauerkraut over them with the sausage. It was a delicious meal, but if I opened a big bag and put it in the refrigerator, it's gonna go bad before I can use it, so I can freeze it and just freeze it in the portions that I need. How do you save money? Sometimes buying a bigger quantity is a whole lot cheaper. You can just break it down and freeze it up or repackage it, however it works for you. Would be using up leftovers. My mom does not like leftovers. She's never liked leftovers. My father and I always liked them. I liked growing up and saying, is there any leftovers? I enjoy having leftovers. If you don't enjoy leftovers, then don't cook so much food. Or use leftovers for the next day's lunch, or have dinner a second night in the week, or pre-portion it in a small container that you have in a sense, a TV dinner or a second meal in the freezer for yourself or for you and your spouse or whoever's in the house, that you can have a frozen dinner for yourself for those nights you come home and you just don't feel like cooking. Tip number 3, clean out your refrigerator. I am the worst. It is the dreaded, I always say to my husband, oh no, I can't go in. I cannot clean out the refrigerator. It drives me crazy. But in my regrouping and reorganizing and decluttering and all the rest, I have found a system and I've put it in place in my refrigerator. And great news, it's been a couple of weeks. You can go back and see that video on me cleaning out my refrigerator. That system that I put in place is phenomenal. It's working. I have 2 drawers in there. I added drawers for storage, and I put leftovers in there. And listen, you're hungry, you go to the leftover bin. That's where you go. And at the end of the week, whatever's still in there, either I use that up and use up those bits and pieces. Sometimes it might be something that's gone a little off, whatever. But at least they're in one place, and I'm finding I'm using my leftovers better. Next thing would be tip number 4 is take inventory. You've got to inventory your freezer. You've got to inventory your pantry. You've got to inventory your stockpile. You have to do that. You have got to look to see what you have. However long and however big your pantry / stockpile is, if your pantry is 2 weeks old, for 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years, whatever it is, you've got to learn and set a time where you go in there and you look there first before you go shopping. I've saved a lot of money doing it that way, because what I do now is I count how many cans I have of, let's say, tomatoes. I want so many cans of tomatoes. These cans will last me this long. I don't want to shop for this length of time. I go back and I inventory what I have, and then I know what I need. And then tip number 5, this is going to sound crazy. I live a busy life. We just talked about how a planner helps me organize my schedule and my activities. It does. You can go back and check out that video. But one of the biggest, I think, hindrances that I have had in saving money in the kitchen with meals is that I don't look ahead. I don't look at my schedule. And then I'll say, oh no, I forgot. I have to be at this such and such appointment an hour after I get home from work, which means, do I have something I can make in an hour? We have to not only make it, but eat it and leave in an hour. Or is it McDonald's again? Is it going to be Chick-fil-A again? Is it going to be grab something at Wawa and grab a sandwich? Now, that's fine if it's a treat, but I don't want that to be what I do on the regular. I want to get away from eating out, saving that money, using up what I have in the kitchen. Listen, if it comes down to making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I would be better off doing that and saving the money. But if I look ahead, I'm starting to look ahead 3 days and plan meals for 3 days. This way, going into the next 3 days, I know what my schedule is. I've reviewed it. I've looked at my planner. I've made notes. I write things down in my planner. I write out the menu, compare to my schedule. If I know I'm going to be busy, really busy the next 2 days, maybe do something in the crock pot, dump and go, let it go. It's all done. You come home, you've got a meal for today, and you can stretch it maybe over the next couple days. Change it up, put it one night over rice, one night over noodles, one night eat it with a biscuit, one night just eat it by itself, or add a different side dish to it. You can do one meal in the crock pot, especially for a small family. Around your table, you can just do one big crock pot meal. It can last you the whole week. 5 tips. I hope those are of a help to you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, I've got a thrift shop haul coming up for you in the next day or two. So make sure you come back and catch that.